Okay, so today we'll draw motorcycle and talk about how to essentially how to rebuild motorcycle from any reference, and here have reference this motorcycle parts just scattering on the floor, and how to draw them in 3D space. Так, let me check. Here. So just open Windows. Okay. Yeah. So first, okay, no, finally. Yeah, so first let's talk about general principles. So motorcycle, in a Scott Robertson book, it's very essential to consider its proportions, its ratio, according to its wheels. So it's also in a previous tutorial when I was talking about drawing bicycle. So you can draw sometime this kind of projections, just two-dimensional. So we have 3.5 squares, right? So it's kind of average motorcycle proportions, and then half square high here. So I can put it wheel here. And then here we will have a motorcycle frame, because I also find it's very interesting, it's very kind of useful to consider motorcycle frame. So let's see, because when we have deal with naked motorcycle like this cafe racer here, then of course we can see a frame. Sometimes it's covered by some element, but anyway you need to understand where it goes, what is kind of idea of this frame. So, and this frame here we can see on the ground, on the reference, it's called kind of standard motorcycle frame, also used in UJM motorcycles. It's unified Japanese motorcycle. So, and let's say if we have these squares here, right? So there will be fork will go kind of here. Then we have rear end of this frame go here, and then we have this kind of main body here, so it's like, let's say, half of this square here and go into middle here. Okay, so and here it will go about middle here. So it's very easy to draw it in perspective. So let's say it's kind of go here, kind of this, and this here, in this case it's what's called rear shock. So it's kind of this thing for rear shock. So here can be this some extension. It's kind of so. So this kind of main frame, and take a marker. This front fork and this rear end. And this rear shock, or like shock absorber, or like how to also calls, forget. Suspension, kind of, yeah. So you need to know this kind of general structures, so then you can see, now we can just attach these components from reference. We just look like more particular details of this, like fork, so we can see like each leg of fork, like what elements have. We see this part of fork, we see what kind of wheel, all this stuff, right? So it's very important to understand how things connected, like where is this scaffolding or kind of bones on which they're attached. So, and also we have this 2D plan, so we can draw it in perspective, right? So we can draw it, let's say, so I can draw like this, like divide on 3, divide on 3 here. So I have this kind of freehand perspective grid, and then again fine, so this will be like one square. Then if I want to be kind of precise, I can do like this. Wait a second, like this. So we have one square, half, and from here will be this square. You see, so this kind of freehand, easy way to build this thing in perspective, and this kind of we don't need anymore. So it might be a perspective grid before, it might be a horizon line with the vanishing points if I wish, or it might be just like this when I just make projection of just one plane, or we can do like, let's say, 2 vanishing points, right? No, it's like curvilinear, like almost like 5-point perspective, because it will be like 1 vanishing point here and then 2 vanishing points here, right? So let's try here. So here will be this Z vanishing point. Here on the right it's X vanishing point. On the left also X vanishing point. So it's like X axis, right? So, and how I show in my previous perspective tutorials, when we have two lines, so we have now convergence, and now we can draw some in between, and I can just eyeball and extent of curvature. So, because we draw it for people eye, we don't draw it for construction, we don't draw it for something like super precise. We just draw it for people like us. So if it looks convincing for us, it will look convincing for them. Only we need to understand these principles, like we need to practice sometimes how to be super precise, just to have this like deep foundation. And then when we have this foundation, we can be more confident, so we know where we can draw loose, where we, or how we can check if somewhere is it go wrong, and we can ask ourselves like why it looks wrong, and you can check all proportions to be more precise. So let's say I have this kind of perspective grid here, right? So I can make a little more curve. And this here, this kind of Kim Jong-gi perspective, right? Так. So. And also this kind of approach with a drawing plan, two-dimensional plan in perspective, is also little too technical. So it's good for more kind of static drawings. And if we want to draw dynamic pictures, like we naturally like draw some illustration, comic book stuff, I think it's more convenient actually it's to draw in boxes or right angles, so you can, let's say, same motorcycle in a curvilinear perspective, you just draw something like this. You can divide it, or you can just like make this kind of simple blocks, so have, without drawing any very specific structure, you just kind of draw these blocks, then you connect them. Also I will elaborate this approach later. So just like this, we take some box, some three-dimensional shape, draw it, twist it in perspective. It's much more convenient, I think, for artists, not for designers, not for this kind of technical drawings. This approach is more for technical drawing. Так, so let's say, so here we can draw this other lines. So if this looks little complicated, watch my previous tutorial about the bicycle. Try to, like, before motorcycle, try bicycle, like in real life. Так. So then now you see I will copy this here. So it's kind of good for practice, this thing, because it's train your brain how to draw in perspective. But for illustration, for actual drawing, when you will draw, it's little too kind of too much technical, little boring kind of, right? Oh yeah, that's hard. Like when talk in sync is kind of distracting. Sometimes I even, like when I draw on the streets, like I sometimes draw like very complicated pictures and like brain very exhausted, so like totally cannot think anymore. And after, like somebody want to talk with me, and like I don't know, my brain just don't have any like resources to work with the speech. Kind of, I forget how to use words, you know. So it's interesting, little challenging always to draw and talk. I think it's cool practice. And good practice, also good brain training for a brain. So I guess I will have less chance of dementia. And here, like if I have this one, let's see, I will show later. Yeah, so now we have this frames first two-dimensional proportions kind of in a space. So you see, it's kind of like with the people, before you draw any people, you also need to practice proportions. You need to practice how all this stuff connected, where is like general rules for people, like what is difference between like female and male proportions, how to draw them in perspective. So it's so much, it's just about general structure. And then you just put details on this structure. So I still not looking at reference yet. It's just this kind of basic principles. So here I can show little wheel. I also have tutorial about wheels. But here's like this cross section of wheel. On a motorcycle, front wheel is more narrow, something like this, and rear wheel, like, or maybe on this it's not so big, something like this. On sport bikes, it can be like very, or like choppers, with custom choppers, can be very wide. Here it's just a little bigger. So you have first this front section, then you can also make it horizontal. And also it's little too much, it's little too technical. Like for this, to make it really properly drawn, you need some kind of special ellipses, like Scott Robertson used this plastic ellipses. But just to explain this principle again, you can also draw it like this, some kind of circle. Also you can see how different artists draw, so actual drawings of their motorcycle, and you will always see how many shortcuts and problem like with accuracy. So it will also like help you little to not push yourself too much. So we have here is kind of this general shape of wheel, which is not exactly correct ellipse, it's little distorted ellipse. And then I need to connect this point, so here will be like ellipse here on this kind of side, prominent side heel, right? So there is like this top point, which is going like here. So it's like a middle line of wheel. And also it's kind of pencil stage, and it can be like little skewed or distorted something, no problem, because later with ink you can like little correct this. So also don't need spend too much time erasing, redrawing. Just leave it here, it give you general idea. You can see like, yeah, it's here's like little distorted. So then here low points here. Sorry, some bug fly. So I make ellipse connecting low points. So and then here it's like it's kind of disc inside wheel. So you have this side and also inside, kind of drawn through. This ellipse. Same here. So you see like we have this left side ellipse, right side ellipse. Then I can draw like this, like inside small ellipse here. And ellipse for disc. Leave it here. So then I have this middle line for wheel, and then we have this like, oh actually I don't forget, we have this here. Yeah, so it's going this direction. So I can take these points, right, and make ellipse here, then take these points here and make ellipse here. And then, like I say, overall shape kind of wheel is not actually ellipse in perspective, it's kind of little different shape, where this paper also a little soft. And here this for disc. Ooh. Very brutal wheel. So again, here is a center line. Then we have this side points. So make ellipse for right side, ellipse for left side. Then we have these gaps here, you see. So now I use this draw overall shape, so it's kind of round shape, but kind of this. So it's also why sometimes you can see Katsuhiro Otoma in Akira. He drew wheels kind of like this. So you look this thing like, why is not look like accurate ellipse? It's look like beans kind of. So some point because it's easier. Another point is also because its overall shape of wheel is not ellipse. It's this kind of thing. So now I put 3 dimensions to frame. So we know this thing here is just one thing is flat. No, I mean it doesn't have 2 frames. Just like this for fork. Then here we have variations. So you can see on the top one, this frame is just straight line. Let's say this one, let's make straight line here. Then here it will be double. So you see what happened, right? So from fork here it goes straight line to here. There is also some this plank kind of, anyway, kind of this. So and then this 2 go in here, and we'll have this thing. And also make double for this part of frame, this one. Yeah, and also you can see in this variation of frame is nothing here. Some frames they will have like this one, I think. Yeah, you see we have this pipes on the bottom. So if we draw this version here, it will be like curved line goes here, then here we have it's like, okay, so it's kind of go on one line here and then divide it onto. Yeah, of course it's better to have like 3D model for reference, or you can buy like toy motorcycle, or you can have your own motorcycle or your neighbors. It's kind of, don't forget sometimes, you know, don't forget we actually have motorcycles in real life. You can go to parking and you see like your neighbors have some motorcycle, you can see it every day. So sometimes you can go make some studies from his motorcycle. So let's see. Like I have on the basement, I have so many motorcycles of my neighbors. Maybe I will make video like how I draw on a parking space. Use real motorcycle as reference. Так. So same here. We see how this double line connect with this line, right? Then this line is going down here, and somewhere here it's became divided and connected here. And again, also don't need to be like super precise. If you don't want to leave it open, if you will put some more stuff inside, a lot of this frame will be covered. Also, it's just for practice purpose or for demonstration. Like now I want to kind of give you example like how it works, how to draw it if it's necessary. So back to this one, we have, so this basically this is frame, right? So not very big one. If I want to put some more details, I can just sit and draw more details. Important is how they're connected, how they're located, right? So same here. Now I have this kind of three this window. So this 3D is like kind of 3D primitives, right? So also let's turn them, and you see how much is actually more convenient, right? So you just put some donut inside this box, then you just kind of eyeball some wheels. It's important to have some slow practice, but then because it will make you easier to draw this kind of stuff. So if I have this kind of box for frame, I can also put, so let's say this frame here. Also come with practice. If you like at first you feel like little, oh my god, I don't know, I'm not really sure how to put stuff inside boxes, right? Like I was before watch all this Kim Jong-gi video, and I see like, yeah, he showed box, and after he drew people inside box, and it's like, it's a little gap there, like how he actually do this, right? But I understand you will know how to do this when you have more practice just drawing objects in perspective. Just drawing anything in perspective like this, like wheels, bicycles, whatever. It's just train your three-dimensional thinking, because you just need this kind of general ability to draw stuff in perspective. And because when you have lack of this practice and you try to do something complex, yeah, you immediately feel like this lack of practice. And it's like not any books will help you with this, like you cannot change it just by reading or watching tutorials. Just should be like some mileage with drawing stuff in perspective, like this way, not drawing, copying, kind of sketching, doodling. You need like drawing this kind of stuff. It's kind of here. Yeah, I forget about rear end. So you see, right, like how convenient this is. So you don't need every time to draw this center plan. It's more like for concept artists, for designers, for some static images. For dynamic drawing, you will draw boxes. You will draw this kind of 3D primitives in a space. But you will still better if you have perspective grid, because this is how you connect everything like in a space, not only inside boxes but also outside. So we have wheels, we have frame. Now can add front fork and rear end. So front forks is kind of, they're different in like you seen this kind of two shock absorbers, right? So they're connected kind of like this, and then they have like this thing connecting to this, so they can rotate it like axle. Yeah, so if we look from top, it looks kind of this. So it's like two shock absorbers here, and then here is this axle from a frame. So, and then some variation is like on a sport bike, this all three might be in one line, like this. In some other bikes, it can be like this. So it's like two shock absorbers, and so here, let's say, you see this line is kind of this center line between two shock absorbers. These lines go little, we have some distance, right? It's like we have some distance here. So it means it's something like this. It means this middle point between two shock absorbers is little on a distance from frame here, right? So if something like this, so it's two shock absorbers, we have these two circles, this center line, this one, right? And then we have little space, and we have this frame like this. So here, like, also it's important for you to know where is width of wheel. So know, okay, this is width of wheel. So I put shock absorbers little further. It's clear, right? Okay. And so now I have this. I just draw parallel to this central line. Same here. We have Z here. Here my shock absorber will be same like this one. And let's actually look in the reference. This must be on the reference already. So this, you see, we have two shock absorbers here. And yeah, you see, this is triple clamp. This is called triple clamp. Is this axle from a frame? So is this kind of axle going inside in a frame, and this clamps for shock absorbers. So one triple clamp go here. This thing, it's a speedometer. So this clamp is the upper clamp, and it's already connected speedometer to it. So this go above here, this go below, then this axle going through this thing, and they're connected, right? Let's see this one. So here we have this two triple clamps connected with the axle, you see. So it's also called triple clamp tree. Triple clamp tree. So here we put these two shock absorbers inside here. So they both like kind of like this, but I make one like this here. So again we can check this like wheel width here, then I leave some space and I put my shock absorbers. So if this frame here, then I can kind of draw this triple clamp. Again, it's like not much space to draw it clearly, but you can kind of imagine it will look something like this. So we have two holes here and one here. So let's go here. It's kind of this. So it's like and here is just like this because all three holes, they are on the same line, right? So I just need to be careful, make sure it follow my perspective grid. Kind of this, right? So and then when I have this like kind of silhouette of fork of shock absorbers suspension, so I can put also some ellipse in it, a little lower here, like this, right? So just make it again little lower, so it's going little farther than center line, right? Kind of this. Just make them round. Kind of this. So and there's kind of axle going within wheel, or it might be no. Anyway, there will be some brake disc. Wait. And maybe some thick. Same, so I can draw actually like two brake discs. I don't want to draw spikes. It should be like different tutorial about drawing spikes. It's little it's kind of really technical, so just need to dedicate special video for spikes in perspective especially. But again, like if you draw a couple times the spikes in perspective, then you can draw them freehand. Okay, and the rear end. Again, we have this like for center. We find what is width of wheel. So it's kind of this. So I leave some space, give some space, and this. Let's actually check reference. What kind of rear end we have? You see? This rear end for this bike, yeah. So you see, it's kind of like a boxy. It's a boxy shape, edgy. And this one, no, this is tubular, like tubular arms. I forget how this boxy shapes called. It's like forget all terms again, because need to draw and talk, so it's hard to remember words. So here you see, like this part here, this more narrow part is kind of similar width to wheel, right? So if we have this wheel here, so it's kind of about here. So if like this motorcycle here, and then we have this narrow part of rear end, and we have this width of wheel, right? So now we know how we can avoid this wheel, so we're not like wheel, and let's say, and rear end is like top view, right? Some kind of this, because also have brakes. No, it's have like on one side it's a brake disc, and the other side it's chain. Yeah, of this on the right side you see it's sprocket, rear sprocket. So it's this one. So I can show this rear sprocket, and the chain will go to here. So chain will go to here. Under this thing it's a front sprocket. So it's like here will be engine, and this chain will connect front sprocket and rear sprocket. So, and anyway, now we can draw rear end. So it's kind of rear end here. So you see it's kind of many levels here, so I tried to make it as clear as possible. Hope it's clear. Like if you can write some comment in the chat, it will be nice to see some feedback. So, and this one, so this one same, we can see it's like we're actually yeah, I think it's somewhere here. Probably it's connected to this like rear end going here, probably. Anyway, somewhere there. So it will be like this. Yeah, maybe I will make a separate video, just draw some frames to draw some different kind of frames in a different perspective. So kind of this, yeah. Same, let's see how about, yeah, so you see, yeah, double check, this one, this rear wheel, this rear, no, this rear wheel, I guess, not sure. Yeah, this must be rear wheel, because this kind of right side of rear wheel, on the left side we will see sprocket like this. So this sprocket from left side of rear wheel. So, and there on the other side of an engine is a front sprocket. So anyway, I can put some sprocket here. So what we have, some motorcycles have only one front brake disc. Sometimes they have two brake discs. On a back wheel usually is one brake disc. Also, of course, it exists other kind of brake system. Sometimes it's a brake drum, like this thing, and there's just cable go inside brake drum. It's like, I think usually it's on the old motorcycles, and it will be cable system. So it's like when you put brake lever, on the right, it will like cable will go inside brake drum. And on sometimes, like if it's not chain, if it's like BMW, they have transmission kind of, how's it called, like a gear system, which like from engine it's connected with the spike and gears connected to rear wheel. So there is no need in brake disc, because like you can stop it with the gears. Yeah, I think I will double check actually. I think so. Almost sure, yeah. So don't double check this information. Так, okay, so again, so we'll make it a little light. So now we start to put details. We will put these elements from reference. Let's make it a little lighter. Yeah. Hello, Alexandra. Yeah. Have a good day too. Thank you. Так. Так. So now let's put engine. Let's put rear shock absorbers. So we have front for this bike, this one cylinder, I see like four stroke engine. Yeah, 4-stroke engine, 1 cylinder. So let's see, we have, so it's kind of this two parts connected to rear side of engine. So same like this kind of box. And this connected here. Then, so it's kind of gearbox here. So it's like transmission, all this stuff here. And then here it's piston. So it's kind of this. So first just general proportion, general like a three-dimensional primitive. Так. And then okay, maybe also, so this it's a carburetor, and filter. So air goes through filter inside carburetor. Then here some I'm not sure, this cable or probably this one. Anyway, somewhere here is go inside carburetor will go gas. There's like mix with air and go inject inside chamber kind of here, right? So then it's explode, and then here it will be exhaust exit here. So let's see on this engine. So this one, it's four piston engine, like how it's called, not four cylinder engine. So you see here this four gas intakes, and here on the side will be four, like where is this exhaust pipes will be attached. So, and this one, it's a kind of more modern version of carburetor. It's called differently, I can forget word, but it's kind of similar function. So you see here is 4 filter for each block, and there are also some gas in pipe kind of will go inside. Let's actually see what we have. Okay, yeah, so carburetor kind of here behind carburetor, so it's front here, this will go out, so, and let's go to which side? Go to right side. So this will be exhaust pipe, will go to right side here, and will be somewhere here, go up from behind. So in this carburetor and this filter attach to carburetor. Anyway, just again, like first primitive first. Так, let's put this engine here. So for this one, again we have like a gearbox on the bottom. Also write me in the comment if you have motorcycle. I only have electric scooter. It's like we have in Taiwan very cool system for electric scooter. You pay subscription for battery stations, and I can like just swap batteries on the battery stations. It's very convenient. So in case like me, I don't need to go far distance on a scooter. I just like somewhere in my area. So my electric scooter is enough for this purpose. Так, so here we have this 4 cylinders. This 4-cylinder block is kind of this. And so there will be 4, you see we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We can draw them like this. And here, yeah, I think they go, I can kind of try to figure out, it's kind of go somewhere like this. So we'll have like on each side 2 exhaust pipe, one above other, something like this. Так, and this for this block of carburetors kind of with filters. Again, you see just first simple primitives, so later will be time to make details. Don't need to stuck into details from beginning. Так. So then what we have gas tanks, right? So gas tank, and with the gas tank it's interesting. It's like it's inside on the bottom. It's have like decrease, like a concave, something like this. So it's exactly for this frame here, like this. So you can see on this one, we can see it. Some gas tanks, they even like completely divided on a two. Many of them, they really like look like, if you look in front, something like this, you know. Так. I'm here a little, can see. You see this, like a front part of this canyon. Так. And the seat, let's put this seat here. Same here. And I can kind of spend some time to build like this cross sections for a gas tank and then connect them. It's like, but I think it's little too much. Here we already have most of elements, and a gas tank here is just a couple lines on such small proportion. So I just make it a little more lazy approach here. So again, it's like here's some message. If you want, you can see this kind of section, cross section here, cross section, and then here's like cut for knees. Kind of this. And then we have this, just put here. Now also let's put handlebars. Forget about handlebars. Also almost forget about this mini motorcycle. And here, interesting, we have like two different kind of handlebars, and I will swap them. So here we see this kind of like a horns, right? And these handlebars here, ta-da, it's this thing. It's just this pipe with the clamp. So you see here we have these handles. So why is this like this with the clamps? Because these handlebars, they connected with the clamps to shock absorbers here, like this. Somebody message me. So this is just like this, just two straight pipes, and yeah, and later also I will put more details. Right now this is enough just for structure. Here's kind of mirrors also, funny mirrors. I think it's like they're also connected around here, like around this clamp. Some fancy mirrors. So we have like a clamp with handlebars and clamp with mirrors connected kind of here. And it's not really clear where it's connected, this front light, but there's many ways where it can be connected. Let's make it connected to bottom triple clamp. So somehow it's connected to bottom triple clamp. And if we talk about this kind of handlebar, so we can see these things. So this is clamps for this kind of handlebar. So if we have triple tree, we have these 3 holes, right? And then we have this clamps here with this hole inside. So it's like 4 screws here. They're connecting these clamps to triple clamp. You see? And then this handlebar is going through it. So here we have top triple clamp. We have this. I put just simple here. So this will be this pipe for handlebar, this one. So, and here interesting curvature happen. So what is happening here? Let's show like this. So I continue this direction, then I will do like this. Who's messaging me? and then it will be like this plan. Let's make it more clear. So we have, no, I show it again, I show it on a bicycle tutorial. So we have two plans, one plan like this and one plan like this. Then we have this point here, and here we have two curvature, one curvature here and one curvature here connecting this. See, so you just make it like volumetric, like a pipe. So here now we have this point here. We can it move little down, so it will be a little more down here. So, and it's going through these two clamps. So have these two clamps. And it's going like this. Okay. Tapping to sharpen my pencil. So now we have two handlebars. Yeah, I also put it here. Let's see what kind of brake levers we have. So this one, it's yeah, so it's like a hydraulic, I think, brake lever. Anyway. So it will be like, it's like a clamp. Then we have this like shape from clamp. Then this kind of thing. And next lever is like this, and here, somewhere here, usually will be like brake liquid. That's cool. Something like this. Anyway, so important, you see elements here. This thing, clamp, lever, and clamp. So here's kind of this area so small and so much distorted in perspective. So I'll just make like very basic shape here first. And where is clutch lever? Okay, anyway, somewhere. So let's make it like this. and here will be clutch lever. Also will be some reservoir. I don't know where's mirrors in this one, so I don't have mirrors. Okay, no mirrors. Так. And the lamp. So in here, this will be like speedometer. And front light. Also we can draw mud guard. So here, I mean, you know, also mud guard is like, it's kind of ribbon around wheel. And on the rear we have mudguard here. Okay, so this ribbon go here. Then we have some rear mudguard here. And what kind of rear? Okay, so simple. Kind of this. You have funny proportions here for wheel on this motorcycle. We'll fix it. So here same I will make very simple. Like this. So we have also turn lights on this motorcycle. Okay, also for a four-cylinder motorcycle there is also it's interesting. Double check some other motorcycles. Don't have any simple examples here. very exotic motorcycles. Where's some? Yeah, you see actually, yeah, nice example. So here's one cylinder motorcycle. Here's carburetor with filter. Here shock absorber, rear sprocket, front sprocket on engine. Anyway, I just looking where is a radiator should be placed. So we have here this, it's like oil cooler, so it's like this kind of radiator, so oil can be cooled. So it's somewhere here in front. I guess it should be here, but then should be exhaust pipes move around it, something like this. Anyway, with ink it will look much nicer. So I can put it here for fun. So you see this clutch lever here. Yeah, I find it. Ooh. Clutch lever. This one, it's so here, because you see we have two brake discs, and here is two brake calipers. This cable is moving here, around here. So, and we can see this is where caliper is connected. So it's kind of here. And let's see, top. Here's like not all details. It's like no brake calipers here. It's no turn lights here, and it's no clutch lever. Yeah, but we have shock absorbers. So the last element here, shock absorber. So you see this thing, it's kind of, I forget also how it's called, some kind of extra reservoir. It's on the top here. Same here, we have shock absorbers. This one. So it's two cylinders. We have like one big cylinder and a smaller cylinder here. And after you start to kind of put this spring inside. first just consider it's like a 3D primitive, like a general volumetric form. So because in these primitives, you see, we can readjust, we can little move around. It's like clay. It feels very flexible. So you not too much attached to silhouette lines. Instead, you make this kind of vogue shape, kind of. Yeah. So same here. We have shock absorber. This. Okay. So you see what happened. Like it's kind of 3 general stage. First stage, it's like armature, it's like proportions, bones, this kind of building in a perspective grid, this thing. And the second stage is this 3D primitives, just placing general objects. And the third stage, and now with ink, I will just start to make, to draw like particular details, you know, to draw this. Because with this general forms, it just give us foundation, this ground on which we can draw details. Because without this ground, I will be really too much kind of like, oh, I need to keep in mind all these proportions. I need to like proportions, how they placed in perspective. I was like, oh, so many things to control. Better if you establish them with a pencil. Let's see here. So let's take this shock absorber. Is like a lower triple clamp. Yeah, also can start put some cables. Yeah, so here's this clamps for mirror and for handlebars. So with this kind of approach, you know, again, I always say about this, is make like each step like sort of connecting dots game. It feels like effort is equally distributed, so you not have this like pressure of doing all things together at the same time. Here. So it's brake disc. Middle, it's kind of middle line, center line. This is side, sideline. So it's like exhaust pipe, I think kind of here. Then some cooling fins on engine. This stuff. Carburetor and filter. Так, let's see. Here's all. Here's frame. My cat's destroying house. Так. So this will be like front sprocket here. And this rear end. So the shock absorber. Anyway, something like this. So here go chain to rear sprocket. Here's some mud quartz. So let's check this motorcycle. On the right. Так. annoying cat. Where's the camera? Meow. Draw some motorcycle. Bit here also. Cables. So brake caliper. So let's check this exhaust pipe. Так. Some kind of size. So it's kind of course little different than drawing from actual motorcycle reference. Like now I need to put stuff together. But anyway, it's fun. So I guess it's connected somehow like this, like one pipe both other, and then here it's radiator. This radiator attached to frame, to this front side of frame. This cat's so funny, like slurping cat. So loud. So here we go again for back rear side. So here is rear side, and let's see. Kind of this. So here is frame, then shock absorber here between frame and this kind of skull. Oh, it's kind of rear fork, let's say. Need to print and put on a wall. Repeat this terminology every day. Also here actually should be footrest, and then this look to change speed. So that's there. So we can see two carburetors. Again, not carburetors, like I think it's full injection blocks, something like this. Not carburetors, but it's kind of contemporary analog, because this injection system, it's crazy. It's like they have many sensors inside and have computer. It's like AI inside engine. So, and this AI will like calculate every aspect of fuel injection, and like depending like on quality of road, temperature, weather, speed, all the stuff. So it's kind of measuring every parameter, like many parameters, and according to this program, like with like algorithms, principles about like what is better, probably how much gas and air in which combination to ingest in this current kind of moment, it will like choosing kind of. So somehow this ingestion system, it's kind of AI, because there is no perfect solution. It's always guessing. It's always try to find best combination of gas and air. So here will be again sprocket, rear sprocket, and chain connecting it. Yeah, I'm making now book how to draw motorcycle. I will make also tutorial Gumroad, read a lot of stuff and watch a lot kind of tutorials about motorcycle. Very cool, very fun stuff. motorcycle wheel. Whoa. Так. So what's this? So here. What's this? So kind of making book is like, it's like encyclopedia for artists, because I like this kind of encyclopedia book. You know, sometimes like you buy encyclopedia about something like tanks, cars, airplanes, and you wish you can use it as artist for drawing. So there will be some like reference materials, some visual kind of structure explaining you like how what happened inside, like they have series of kind of castle view inside of castle, like this kind of what we want, right? We want to find some reference materials to show how it look visually, and sometimes it's not enough. Sometimes they just put couple photo, make one drawing, something like this. And so I want to make book. No, I'm making currently. It's already like 1/3 is complete. A lot of drawings there. So in this book idea, it's explain everything important about motorcycle, because I discover it's so complicated, and like it's always so many variations, it's always so many nuances, and I like break my brain couple times, just like, oh my god, how to put all this stuff together, you know. But then idea of a book is to find this like most essential general elements, which is like most common type of motorcycles, most common elements, and show all this visually, show everything visually, so you can see how it looks, like kind of like here. Sometimes it's like motorcycle like kind of complete motorcycle. Sometimes you just like open it and show engine, then you open engine, you show what inside engine, so to make sure you have clear idea what is happening. And then some illustrations, some tutorials, like step by step how to draw each element. So like how to draw wheel, how to draw handlebars, how to draw engine, carburetor, all this stuff. So it's like if you buy this book, it's like you have at home, you have this motorcycle encyclopedia which have like everything you need like artist. This kind of want to do. It's like a lot of work, but already like 1/3, about 1/3 complete. So we'll make more tutorials about motorcycles, just to more kind of also more sharpening this motorcycle drawing skills. Also because to find publisher, because I want to find some good publisher for this book, and to find this publisher I need to be like somehow like represented in internet as an expert in drawing motorcycles and stuff. So all this kind of connected. So and let's make this one here, our tiny motorcycle. Also I plan, and we can make here like this actually mirrors like this. I will do also like my favorite breakdowns of Akira. It's interesting to talk about what kind of motorcycles we have in Akira. It's kind of very fun. Especially it's fun to see how they draw motorcycles. Like when before I make book, I have no idea what is a construction of motorcycle, you know. And for me it was like Kim Jong-gi and Katsuhiro Otomo motorcycles. They look like they're perfect, like absolute, like correct to reality motorcycles. But now, after I see so many information about motorcycles, and now I see Akira, I open Akira and I see like, wow, we can talk about how he artistically simplify motorcycles, how he how much work, you know, to avoid complexity, to avoid this unnecessary details, all this information which is like really overwhelming. So and you watch like how Atomo how he draw motorcycles and how he makes these smart solutions, how to show them. So it's kind of interesting. So we need to be somewhere between like repair master who really understand how all parts work, but he don't have perspective skills, he don't know composition, he is not artist, right? So we need to be like let's say like a nephew of this motorcycle repair master. So we often see him in a garage, we talk with him, we see how he kind of open it, how he work with elements, and he explain us how it works, how engine works, how carburetor works. So it's like we have some idea, we connected really to actual reality of motorcycle. So we were not like absolutely like we don't not like in the fantasy world of motorcycle. Because like sometimes people draw and they really don't know. So if you don't understand motorcycle construction, then you have two way to draw it. One way, you will just copy reference, so like draw like close to photograph. In this case you will lost this kind of dynamic, you will lost kind of creative control. It will not so vivid. And other problem, if you don't understand how motorcycle work, it will just look kind of, it will look wrong. It will look not realistic. And like not realistic on a level when it breaks this kind of suspense. Yeah, so you just look at this, say like, okay, it's kind of children genre. It's like cartoony motorcycles. Wow, talking this and drawing too much stuff. Yeah, and also, like, if you understand how it works, you can be like Miyazaki or a good concept artist. You can play with it, make your own design, make some funny exaggerations. Let's see, let's go here. It's kind of funny wheels here. Так. Anyway, kind of etc. Let's leave it here on the stitch. So see you next tutorials. Так.